lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember.
Welcome to Eldora Speedway here in the Racers Elite Truck Series as we get ready to kick off the night on the dirt. I'm Mike Timoni up in the booth. Joined with me this week is Rick Webb. Rick, how's it going, man?
I'm doing all right. Happy to be here tonight.
Definitely. We look to see these guys get a little dirty after last week. They were at Rockingham. Brandon Honeycutt wound up bringing home the win in dominating fashion, won by over 15 seconds. Sean Merriman was second, and Brandon Sanfilippo was third. Only a couple races left here before they start the chase. We have Eldora, Las Vegas, and Canadian Tire. So that is where they stand so far. So we'll see what happens as they get ready to make their qualifying runs here. Matt Schlosser hanging it out here on the dirt with the 1786 first time by.
Yeah, he's definitely going to want to be up there hanging out high on the berm, trying to get as much as he can, as much speed as he can around this racetrack.
Yeah, everybody kind of makes a little joke about chastaining the wall, but here at Eldora, you want to be as close as you can to that wall without touching it, because up there is where the fastest way around the track is going to be. Schlosser clocked in second lap of a 1791. Brandon Zimmerman out there as well. Brandon Honeycutt's a guy you need to watch. He was pretty quick last time we were here and won basically in dominating fashion, but it looks like this time he's going to have a little bit more of a handful here. Ruth Hope rolling by.
Yeah, you definitely also got to be a bit careful with that. My God, I can't think of the name of it now. Being up there at the top is if you jump over the berm, it'll definitely bite you.
Yeah, you'll see as the race wears on. I mean, we're set for 110 laps, but as the race wears on, you'll see that dirt surface start to kind of slicken up, and you'll actually visually be able to see where the faster lines are going to be on the track.
It's definitely interesting watching the trucks and even some of the bigger guys like the late models run out on dirt tracks. Track gets pretty slick. It has a really shiny surface to it.
Yeah, you wouldn't think you'd see that, quite that shiny surface on a dirt track, but once they get rolling and it starts to get that wet slick, they definitely put in work to keep those trucks going in the right direction. Kinsley Smith out on track.
It's gonna be a lot of gas and brake, a little bit of finessing here and there, not over driving, not overstepping. Kinsley's running, he hasn't turned in a lap yet. He's coming around. That'll make him second with a 1793.
Yeah, you almost, especially here at Eldora, you almost don't want to be pointed straight for very long. Like, the least amount of time you're straight, the better.
Looks like his first lap's going to be the best lap for him for the night.
I think that's pretty much been the way it's rolled through most of the qualifying. That first lap, like they get up there closer to the wall and then wind up making a little slight mistake on the second lap and cost him a couple tenths. Dan Filippo with an 18:09 first time by. We'll see if he can go any faster the second time. A little bit
Just
faster.
a bit faster. It'll be interesting watching these drivers figure out how to adjust and make change their driving styles. The track slickens up, and maybe the moisture's not where they were expecting it to be, or it's slicked up more in one area than they were expecting.
Yeah, and the other thing, especially with dirt track racing, is you got to try and find where you can make a pass. It's not always in the most ideal place, and it will force you to go off of your line. If you're faster, they clear up on the high side where everybody else is running. If you try and cut low and you don't quite have the speed to get by, it's going to be a hard night to pass.
Yes, it will be, especially if they can't figure out how to do the slide job very well or very cleanly. You can do them, but sometimes you don't carry the momentum and you just get right past back.
And Alex Taft coming to the start-finish line for his first lap. 1874. Overdrove just a little bit there.
I was gonna say, I don't think he wanted to be that far down there.
Let's see what brother Andrew can do here in the 98 Toyota. These guys definitely put in a lot of practice. We saw them have, I don't know, about an hour of practice time out here today. They also did a practice race last night, so we'll see if all that practice is going to be put to work here tonight as Taft comes around, headed out of four. See what time he can put down, and he's going to go to P9, 1845. Looks like Curtis Ecker, Philip Archibald, Troy Thomas, and Noah Tasman are still sitting on pit lane at the moment.
As you see Taft kind of jumping over the berm a little bit there.
Almost identical time to his last lap, so won't be any quicker as far as place on the track. He'll roll off right now sitting P9 of the 11 qualified drivers. We've got 4 left to attempt to qualify if they're going to. We got a little over 2 minutes left, so at 18 seconds left, there's plenty of time for them to jump out and get their qualifying lap done here. While we're waiting, it is Eldora. They are basically a half-mile track here. For 110 laps. No heats, nothing like that. They're just going to roll right into the feature. So should be getting ready to go momentarily. Like I said, got a couple minutes left. So let's see if we can look at the driver sitting just outside the top 12. Alex Teft sitting in 13th with 534 points. So he needs to do a little more. Troy Thomas, Dennis Kane also sitting in P11, so they need to try and get a couple more points there. Kirby Wayne, Scott, Philip Archibald, Noah Tansman. Basically all these drivers, if they need a win in order to kind of jump into the chase here. Doesn't look like anybody's going to go out. Looks like they're just going to sit on pit lane and try and start from the back. Don't know if that's quite a good thing to do here at Eldora. Track position usually seems to be at a little bit of a premium here. They are running a little bit different tonight. They do have 100% fuel instead of the usual 65%, so probably aren't going to have to hit pit lane unless for damage or something of that nature, as we're 30 seconds left in this qualifying session. 4 drivers left to go, sitting on the outside right at the moment.
And some of those drivers starting in the back, they may have a setup that they're just waiting for it to get a little slicker. It might be a little bit easier for them. I always find it better when the track's nice and still has moisture, and it's a lot more traction, a little bit faster, a little bit easier to put your truck wherever you want it to be.
Yeah, definitely. Like these guys are loading into the race session, so we'll get them locked and loaded here as we... There we go. Go ahead and go over the starting grid. Matt Schlosser starts on the pole. Kinsley Smith just to his outside. Sean Merriman, Brandon Sanfilippo, Brandon Zimmerman, Brandon Honeycutt make up row 3. So lots of Brandons stuck together there. Jason Bottoms and Truth Hoke in row 4. Row 5 is the Teff brothers, Andrew and Alex. Kirby Wayne Scott is the last guy with a qualifying effort here as Troy Thomas starts P12. Noah Tansman and Philip Archibald in row 7. And Curtis Ecker brings up the tail of the field here tonight. So we are set for 110 laps of fun and excitement here in the dirt at Eldora as they get ready to roll off. Looks like we still have a couple guys waiting to get into their rides. Looks like Kirby Wayne Scott, Noah Tansman, and Philip Archibald are all sitting outside of their cars at the moment. Archibald is in. Looks like Wayne Scott and Tansman. Noah Tansman in the chat saying, pray for us. It's only a dirt track, Noah. You'll be fine. It's the road courses you have to watch out for. So what do you look for tonight, Rick?
I look forward to watching some of the guys. Like I said earlier, we're the guys that can make the adjustments going through the race. The ones that can change their lineup a little bit based on what might be working for them, what might not be working for them. There'll be definitely a couple guys that we may see doing great up front and then it's falling to the back as it gets slicker out in the track.
So they will make one more lap around here. Lights are out on the pace truck. Matt Schlosser, Kinsley Smith are going to lead them on down here. It'll be interesting to see how much patience is shown early.
There's definitely going to be some beating and banging.
It is dirt track racing, so let's see what these guys can do as the pace truck makes his way in. Matt Schlosser with the button, and he is down and away. Kinsley Smith going to hang on the outside as they get ready to roll through turn number 1. Looks like Schlosser lost a little bit there, as did, looks like Brandon Zimmerman kind of checked up a little bit there. Kinsley Smith takes advantage on the inside as they are sliding through turns 3 and 4 now.
It looks like Kinsley Smith's truck's a little bit more hooked up on the bottom, but the 40 of Matt Schlosser is definitely getting the run on the outside, staying ahead of Kinsley.
And Kinsley went up to the high line now, as it looks like Sean Merriman's going to follow him up there. Brandon Sanfilippo up there as well. Brandon Honeycutt trying to be about, I'll say mid-track there. This looks like he's got that 13 machine going in the right direction. Matt Schlosser with the 1790, but Brandon Honeycutt just collected the wall just a little bit there.
He didn't need that fender there. Oh, we got Smith turning around.
Kinsley Smith went around. Like they're not gonna throw a caution. Kirby Wainscott. Oh, they just did. Okay. I was gonna say, it looked like they were gonna throw a caution there for a minute, but they are under caution. Let's see if we can take a look, see what happened to Kinsley here. Just lost a little bit, went into that outside wall coming off of turn 4 and down to the inside. So just lost it a little bit. Probably see that quite a bit tonight, especially when it starts to slicken up just a little bit.
Yeah, jumping that lip. Sometimes it's not gonna bite you, but a lot of times it'll bite you in the course of either you being in the wall, or just like what we saw with Kinsley getting sideways and spinning it down to the bottom of the track.
So we got Matt Schlosser, Sean Merriman, Brandon Sanfilippo, Brandon Honeycutt up a couple spots. Another guy up a couple spots is Andrew Teft. Philip Archibald's up 3, as he didn't put down a qualifying time, but jumped up there. Noah Tansman up 1, Curtis Ecker up a couple, as Kinsley Smith is back out on track. Kirby Wainscott didn't start the races. He elected that he was not going to have enough fun here in the dirt, so put it on the hauler early.
Wanted to save that money for that engine. Wasn't worth it.
So 7 laps in here, and we've got Matt Schlosser almost dominating the race as the pace truck goes in. John Merriman down to his inside. Schlosser takes the high side, and he is set sail. He's out to almost a half-second lead already. Sean Merriman battling back on that bottom side as he's looking to hang it out down low.
There's a couple trucks bouncing off the wall a little. It looks like it might have been the 57 of Jason Bottoms. And keeps it going, staying in line with everybody.
Well, it looks like everybody's having a hard time. It looks like Kinsley Smith was into the wall a little bit once again as well. Alex Teff just in front. Noah Tansman going backwards a bit. Philip Archibald as well. They're all were starting to move forward, but now they're starting to slide back. So they'll take a couple laps, get their trucks under them, and try and go back towards the front here as they're starting to single file out just a little bit.
Looks like Kinsley Smith's already marched his way back up to 9th place.
And kind of see these guys trying to stay middle to high in the corners. But it won't be long before somebody tries to take advantage and do a couple slide jobs coming through the bottom to make a pass here and there.
It looks like everybody's just keeping it just a little bit away from that lip, staying away from the wall, trying to find their rhythm and just take off some laps and gain on the other trucks in front of them.
Yeah, that's all you really can do. Just try and basically maintain your focus, because a lot of dirt track racing is about rhythm, and you don't want to disrupt that. As you see Kinsley Smith pull a slide job there, sliding up in front of Brandon Zimmerman up to P7 already.
It definitely looks like his truck's.
It looks like he's found the groove of that with that 15 Chevy, as he is staying mid to high, not tempting to jump that berm once again, as he did earlier, as he slides up the wall again.
It looks like he goes in high, kind of reverse diamonds it a little bit, goes up high in the middle, and then shoots to the bottom a little bit on the exit.
Yeah, Tefton Smith battling here for P6. Looks like Kinsley's going to take it about halfway through the entry, but on exit, Andrew Teft is coming right back to him. Side by side they go.
We'll say even though it is dirt, it is still possible to heat up your tires and make it a little bit harder to handle these trucks.
Yeah, you can see already as Truth Hoke is grinding that wall. You can see already how that track's starting to look a little bit different than when we started 20 laps ago.
You can see some of the rubber starting to go in on the entries of the corner.
Yeah, and you can see on exit how these guys are sliding up the track just a little bit further than they used to. Jason Bottoms into the wall again. I guess we'll see who has some right side of their truck left at the end of this race. And quite a few drivers slide up and pancake that wall a little bit.
I'm sure we're going to see a lot of wrinkled up right rear fenders, quarter panel.
Kinsley Smith slides up in front of Jason Bottoms. Jason goes down to the inside and try and take that position back, as looks like Kinsley gets a little bit out of shape. Bottoms goes up in front of him. Kinsley luckily was able to check up and take that position away.
That's one thing that everyone's going to have to keep an eye on, especially when people are side jobbing in front of them. They're probably going to be a little slower, and they're going to have to figure out how to check up and maybe take the momentum below them.
Yeah, it's just like you were saying. You can slide job here, but if you don't have that momentum and it starts to take it away from you, the guys behind you are going to have to basically take some evasive action, probably wind up crossing you over. You might lose a couple positions there as well.
Looks like everybody's just kind of maintaining their positions for the most part. Kinsley's definitely on a march.
Yeah, the other guy on a march is up here just kind of by himself. He's over 3 seconds out in front. And that's Matt Schlosser here, as he's just rolling through, pretty much driving wherever he wants to. Doesn't have to worry about any cars in front of him at the moment, but you can see that he is starting to catch the rear of the field here.
I'm sure he's loving it too. No one up front, no one in front of him to mess up his rhythm. He's just able to go and keep going, keep on his rhythm.
Yeah, Alex Teft in front of him by, we'll call it half a second. And he is closing pretty quick, so we'll see if he's going to get down. Alex tries to kind of stay out of the way, it looks like, a little bit. But you can see how Matt's truck just stays a little bit longer out of shape than Alex's. Alex is pretty much driving the corners the way you would normally.
There goes the 43.
And everybody slams on the brakes and goes sideways.
I was wondering what Matt was going to do there, see if he was going to, how he was going to try to handle passing him. Unfortunately, the 43 kind of helped him there, getting out of the way a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like Alex was trying to just stay out of the way, and then all of a sudden just got caught there a little bit.
Well, he probably got a little bit more sideways than he wanted, and then into the wall.
Yeah, because you can see here Matt starting to catch him, goes down low, and it looks like he was just trying to not dive down to the inside and hit Matt, as Noah Tansman gets a little tap there from Brandon Sanfilippo.
The unfortunate thing about dirt, coming around that corner, not expecting someone to be there, the brakes are kind of useless.
Yeah,
you're better off just spinning out and trying to miss them.
Yeah, that's looked like what half the drivers did. They just basically turned the wheel and hoped that they wouldn't slide quite into them. As we are 30 laps into this 110 lap race, it looks like Philip Archibald takes the wave around and we'll be back on the lead lap here.
Looks like everybody did do a good job trying to avoid that wreck. So
yeah, it looks like just a couple little bumps there as Tansman was able to stop, but Sanfilippo was right behind him and just gave him a little tap. So nothing too bad, nothing really hurt here as these guys get stacked back up. And look who's sitting P4 right now, and that is Kinsley Smith. We'll see what he can do on this next restart. We'll see if Merriman learned anything here as Matt Slosser takes the high side once again as we get ready to roll. We are back underway here at Eldora. I got a little close there between Merriman and Slosser. Merriman has that bottom line working as he slides up in front of Matt Slosser. Merriman's going to take the point. And now Slosser goes down to the inside as Merriman gets a little looser on the high side.
yeah, it looks like Sean found some moisture at the bottom of the track while the top's getting a little bit slicker now. It's forcing Matt to go down and try and find a better line to get it back around him. Oh, he's under attack by Kinsley.
So these guys started to get stacked up a little bit as Slosser and Merriman did a little door bang in there as both of them got a little bit loose, but they are back pointed in the right direction, and you can just see how Matt's truck is just a little bit further out of shape, so he's able to keep a little more speed built into that 40 Chevy here. Kinsley Smith trying to close in, but not really going anywhere at the moment.
We're going to start approaching the point where drivers are going to have to start searching around a little bit more for a little bit more moisture to maybe give them a little bit of drive off the corner.
Yeah, you can see that it's starting to get a little slicker up on that high side. Up Kinsley Smith into the wall. Definitely looks like 1 and 2 is a little bit slicker on the high side than 3 and 4 here as they're coming out of turn 2 there.
And of course, as one side gets a little slicker than the other, it kind of changes your pattern, your rhythm of how you're driving. It makes it a little bit harder to stay focused on which corner you're on, what you need to do.
Yeah, especially after you're sitting here just running basically, you know, the same I'll call it the same line over and over again. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh well, 1 and 2 I need to go down a little bit or a little higher, and we are under caution once again. Looks like Curtis Ecker went around, but definitely changes where you want to be, and then you get the corners mixed up, and that's also can lead to incidents and crashes coming out of the corners. See what Curtis Ecker did here.
Looks like he just stepped out on him. Got a little, probably tried to get a little too much out of the corner.
Yep. That's the thing. Like when you are trying to get a little more speed in there, it's going to get a little bit out of shape, and if you are on the throttle at just the wrong time, it can spin you around pretty quickly here on the dirt.
And unfortunately, once you're sideways, more sideways than what you're used to being, you're just kind of along for the ride. There's not much you can do unless you maybe gas it up a little bit to get it to swing the other way, but that usually doesn't go well either.
Yeah, the whole turn right to go left thing. So Merriman's going to be able to pick what lane he wants to start from. But Curtis Ecker's going to stay in the pits for an extended amount of time for now.
Looks like Sean's going to take the high side and force Matt down to the low side, and we'll see how Matt handles restarting low this time.
Yeah, we'll see how that works. It looked like Sean had a lightning quick restart on that bottom side, but he elects to go to the high side. Maybe he can get into the groove a little bit quicker here as pace truck is off. Merriman with the button as they head down the front stretch. And he is down and away. It looks like Matt Slosser probably spun his tires just a little bit more than he wanted to, as now he is going to be under attack by Sam Filippo and Kinsley Smith. Brandon Honeycutt also closing in as well.
We'll see if Kinsley can make up any ground and get around Matt Schlosser this time, while he's still battling with Brandon.
It looks like Brandon's able to take advantage of the little bit of an awkward restart there from Kinsley, and he gets P3. Brandon Honeycutt up a spot running P5 at the moment. Brandon Zimmerman back there as well. Jason Bottoms trying to get by Andrew Teft as they are battling side by side. Bottoms on the low side. Teft up on the high line. Getting closer to that halfway mark here in the Racers Elite Truck Series from Eldora. Teft gets a run, goes down to the bottom side as Jason Bottoms goes up and collects himself a little bit into the wall.
He's just knocking the dirt off the side of his truck.
Yeah, got to get a little less weight on there so it goes a little faster. Go back up front. Look at Matt Slosser and Brandon Sanfilippo battling here for P2. As Slosser's starting to close in on the leader as well. Merriman goes down to the bottom side. We've seen him work to the bottom of the track pretty well here. And he might have found a little bit more speed as everybody else is on the high side. He's running basically with that front bumper right on the inside here.
Yeah, with not a lot of guys running down that low side, there's still moisture, there's still a little bit of grip down there. It'd be a little easier for guys that have a setup that's meant for kind of a wetter track to take advantage of it still.
Yeah, it looks like he has definitely found something as he is basically staying about a half second in front of Matt Slosser here. Brandon Sanfilippo was hanging out with those guys, but now he is about a second back from Slosser. Kinsley Smith also back there as well as Brandon Honeycutt goes down to the low side. Is going to try and get a little speed in that ride too. Looks like Sanfilippo missed the corner and is now going to be under heavy attack here from Kinsley Smith.
Looks like Sam's just trying to find a different line instead of running in single line file up high. Him and Kinsley still battling it out for third, fourth.
Yeah, just trying to find something. You can just see these guys searching everywhere as Kinsley Smith goes down, almost puts his front bumper on the wall, slides up the track. Luckily for Sanfilippo, he didn't slide up any further, as that could have been a little door ding there. see what
Yeah, it looks like
what
looks
else
like
is-
Kinsey just wasn't getting the grip that he needed to take off out of that corner.
Yeah, he definitely was trying to. As Brandon Honeycutt glides from the bottom to the top. Andrew Teft is able to get by Jason Bottoms. Bottoms is back into P8. Truth Oak rolling P9. Looks like Troy Thomas lap down on his inside, trying to log some laps here. Alex Teft and Archibald battling for the top 10 here. Who else is? Looks like Curtis Ecker called it a night, put his car on the hauler. Noah Tansman looks like he did as well. So we're down to 12 cars on track.
It's definitely not the easiest of things racing here at on dirt, especially if you're not someone that's used to it.
Yeah. Every truck series has to put Eldora on, so it's just something that you gotta get used to here as we're under caution once again. Looks like Kinsley Smith. Oh, Kinsley. Let's see what he did this time. No, a little too much throttle, it looked like. Got up into the slick and
yeah, got a little too sideways there. Took a little bit of a hard shot to the nose there too, so hopefully that doesn't cause him too much issues later on in the race.
you can just hear when it starts to let go. Well, Kinsley will be at the back once again, but we've seen him battle his way back to the front on a couple occasions here as we are over halfway through here at Eldora.
Looks like Sean's actually gonna take the inside this time around. Probably didn't like the restarting on the outside, even though we got a pretty good jump going there.
What happened to Matt Slosser? Oh, Matt went down pit lane. Sean Merriman led him back to green, and he is out and away, out to a half-second lead. Different guys up front as Sam Filippo is battling Brandon Honeycutt now for P2. The Brandons are running 2, 3, 4 as we are going to be under caution once again. Looks like Trousseau. Oh, maybe not. See if he can get it rolling here. Looks like he will. Sean Merriman's going to have to watch where he's driving here as Truth is down on the bottom side here. Looks like it looks like he got out of the way.
And it just looks like Sean's truck's hooked up and enjoying the current conditions of the track, while everybody else is still just trying to find a line that works for them the best.
Well, Matt Slosser is making, as he's into the wall as we go to him, I'll say he's making pretty quick work of the back few drivers here. Like he's up kind of towards the wall as he's trying to get by Jason Bottoms. Kinsley Smith following him through. Bottoms goes down to the bottom side. Slosser goes by. Kinsley Smith goes by. So these guys started 10th and 11th and are now 6th and 7th.
With these two guys being fast, they definitely need to be a little bit patient, because like Matt, he wasn't all in the back a lot at the start of the race. He was up front, so he didn't really have traffic to deal with. So Kinsley's already done it once. He's working on it again.
Yeah, that's kind of got to play a little bit of mind games with you, because you know you have a fast truck, and you know you're faster than almost everybody around you, but it is dirt, and you definitely want to take your time. Otherwise, you're going to wind up making a mistake and just compound your issues from starting in the back.
Not only that, you're going to have people that have their line they're going to run, and if they're happy running it, they're not going to give it up that easy.
Oh, Kinsley Smith hard into the wall.
Keeps it going, though.
It stayed pointed in the right direction as Teft and Slosser are battling hard here. Slosser tries to keep it off of Teft. It's a little loose there, but they stay side by side. Almost 3 wide now. Kinsley Smith down to the bottom side. Almost 3 abreast there. Oh, Kinsley Smith into Matt Slosser as Matt tried to stay off of Andrew Teft.
With these two guys being faster and Andrew Teft being just a little bit slower, or a little bit slower than the other two, it's going to make it a little bit of a challenge for them. They, as you can see, they've been kind of running. Teft's been running the same line. Matt's been running a lot, so he's got to try and go a little lower, but his truck doesn't seem to like being lower in the groove.
Yeah, Matt goes down to the low side to see if he's going to be able to get by as Andrew Teft stays up high. Looks like Matt's going to be able to make the pass. Kinsley Smith going to go down to the low side, try and pass Andrew Teft as well, but can't quite keep enough speed in there as he's sliding almost sideways there. It looks like he might be able to make the pass to this corner.
Matt with a beautiful textbook slide job, showing that he can do it and keep going.
Looks like Andrew had a little bit of an issue after letting the two faster guys by there. Jason Bottoms was able to get by, and they are battling once again, Teft and Bottoms. They've had a battle almost all night. One gets by, then the other one as Jason Bottoms goes into the wall one more time here.
Slap that ball pretty hard there.
Yeah, Kinsley Smith did the same thing. Definitely going to have to change those right side panels as he slides up in front of Matt Slosser. Slosser goes back down to the inside, and he is going to slide up in front of Kinsley Smith. Into the wall.
It was a nice crossover.
I don't know that I would like to be like Brandon Zimmerman or any of these guys when you see these two faster guys just coming up behind you. I mean, most of the time you're nervous enough driving on dirt, and you see these two guys that have been the quickest in the field for quite a while here as Kinsley Smith gets loose. He's going to lose a bunch of time there to Slosser, but you see these two faster guys coming up behind you. It just has got to make you even more nervous and probably bring on more mistakes than you would make normally too.
It's definitely unnerving because you not only are trying to deal with your truck that may not be handling well, as we got Kinsley passing Matt for third or fourth, third. But when your truck's not handling well and you got people that are trying to get around you, you're just trying to maintain that lane and not make a mistake. You don't want to be the one to take them out, or even if you're in the back, it's unnerving.
As you can see, almost everybody's starting to make little mistakes here and there. The only driver that doesn't look like he's pretty much putting a toe out of line here is Sean Merriman. He is basically out for a Tuesday night drive as he has found the right spot to be on the track. You can kind of see him just kind of out here cruising. And sometimes at a dirt track, slow is fast. You know what I mean.
Yes, I do. He just has that truck hooked up. He's got his line that he's been running, goes up, comes down in the corner, runs a low line, and kind of sweeps back up, keeping the momentum going.
Yeah, you have your line, you have your rhythm, and you can just clock off basically identical lap times every time. You don't really have to worry about it. Sanfilippo looks like almost following Merriman's line now, but he's still 2.5 seconds back. Brandon Honeycutt back there a little ways as well. Kinsley Smith doing everything he can to try and get that 15 Chevy back up inside the top 3, but he's got 4 seconds to make up to get Brandon Honeycutt here.
Race is definitely not over. Someone can definitely make a mistake, and you just gotta be ready to pounce on it. As we got Matt in the wall. With the semi-low speeds that they're running on, all of these wall hits aren't going to be detrimental to their truck. Some of the hard shots to the inside wall when they wreck might be.
Yeah, usually when it breaks free, it's going to put a lot more speed in there than you're running now. I mean, these guys are running 80 miles an hour basically, compared to some of the other places we go when they're wide open running, almost getting to that 200 mile per hour mark.
And you've also got probably a little bit of different driving style too. Some guys are probably, you got Kinsley around again.
Trying to make up some speed here, make up some time. Looks like he almost had it saved a couple times and then just got loose again.
I'm gonna go a little too far in that slick part of the track. It's pretty easy to spin the truck around once you get in that point. You're just too far out.
Yeah, it just starts stepping out on you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can hope. It looked like if he would have backed down a little bit sooner, or tried to gather it in a little bit more than trying to keep the speed going and keeping that truck going in the right direction, he probably would have been able to save it as Truth Hoke. Like, he's getting the lucky dog as he's into the outside wall a couple times. Well, if you're Merriman, you did not want to see that. You were pretty much set sail, out and away, nobody around you. Now you got to do it all over again.
Yeah, with the way his truck's been handling, the way it looks like he's been dealing with the track as it changed, I don't think it's gonna be too much of an issue. The only thing might trip him up is if he doesn't get going on this restart like he has been. You're gonna have Brandon Sanfilippo on his outside. I don't think he's been up here before on the restart.
No, and right behind Sanfilippo is you have Matt Slosser. So Merriman down and away early in the zone. 20 laps to go here. Brandon Honeycutt trying to make a move as quick as possible to get by both Slosser and Sanfilippo. 3 wide.
Everyone trying to quickly battle for that for the 1 or 2 spots they might be able to gain while they're all bunched up together again.
All these guys trying to get any position they can with 19 laps to go. They know how quick everybody's single files out here and how hard it has been to pass. Kinsley Smith is definitely going to get the award for probably most passes made tonight.
He's definitely done it a couple of times.
Already back up to P6 now. Brandon Honeycutt still trying to stay in front of Matt Slosser.
Looks like everybody's starting to calm down just a little bit, getting back to single file. You got Matt Slosser on the bottom trying to get around the 13 of Brandon Honeycutt. stand side by side a little bit.
Yeah, Schlosser seems to kind of be able to put that truck almost anywhere and have decent speed. He just needs to find a little bit quicker line to get by this 13, as the 65 of Brandon Zimmerman was trying to make a move. And here comes Kinsley Smith one more time.
As the race goes on a little bit later and later, it's going to start getting more and more frustrating when you get guys that are running kind of the same line. You're doing everything you can to get around them, and just doing the exact same what you're doing, and it's just harder and harder. Especially as the track loses grip.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get to that same spot where the grip is, and as soon as somebody finds it, everybody else is probably going to try and go there, and the track is going to get relatively narrow.
Looks like you have 98 and Kinsley back there battling for position right now.
Yeah, Kinsley Smith got a little loose once again as he was almost sideways. Andrew Teft trying to take advantage. Jason Bottoms up to P6 right now. $12 to go.
I'm going to make a stab in the dark. I think the frustration is probably getting to Kinsley a little bit with as many times as he's made his way up and then spun out and lost all that hard work.
Yeah, I think that has got to be something that that would wear on you. You know you have a fast truck. You get a little out of shape. Be able to bounce back, get back towards the front, and then you just make another mistake, and then you do it again. It's got to be starting to wear on him just a little bit as he's running P8 right now.
Looks like Jason and Brandon are battling back here for 5th position.
Looks like everybody's kind of battling here. Kinsley Smith goes to the high side to get by Andrew Teft. Let's see if he's going to be able to get by Jason Bottoms and salvage a top 5 finish here tonight. 9 laps to go. Jump back up towards the front as Merriman was leading by, comfortable seconds. Now he's got about a half-second lead over Brandon Sanfilippo. We'll see how that settles out.
It looks like Brandon Sanfilippo's found maybe found a little bit on the bottom, trying to keep with him, but it looks like he a little out of sorts there.
It looks like Sanfilippo's been having pretty decent lap times, but he just lost a little bit there as he wasn't able to maintain the line he wanted, as his lap time that time by went to a 2025 from a 1933. So definitely lost a little bit of ground there to Sean Merriman. And Brandon Honeycutt's starting to reel him in as well. $5 to go.
At this point in the race, it's just, even though you're tired, you're worn out, you definitely just got to keep hitting your marks. It's definitely hard. It gets harder and harder as that track slickens up, but just try to hit your marks, stay where you're at. Looks like the battle is going to start heating up here a little bit between Matt Schlosser, Brandon Zimmerman, and Kinsley, because they all kind of seem to bounce off the back wall.
It looks like Honeycutt lost a little bit of ground there as well, so that's going to open the door for a top 3 finish here if Matt Schlosser can get that truck moving in the right direction. But this is definitely a battle as we are 3 to go here, coming to 2 to go. Sean Merriman with a comfortable over 1 second lead here as Kinsley Smith lets it hang out a little bit too far as he goes back to 6th. Brandon Zimmerman got by. Schlosser running P3 now, door to door with Brandon Honeycutt. Honeycutt takes 3 back. And here we come to the final lap. It will be Sean Merriman to win here at Eldora as they're coming down the backstretch. Sanfilippo and looks like Brandon Zimmerman and Matt Slosser are going to battle it out here. Who gets to the line first? And it's going to be Matt Slosser. He's going to get P3 away from Brandon Zimmerman. Brandon Honeycutt finishes 5th. Andrew Teft and Kinsley Smith goes for a ride at the checkered flag and will bring home 11th here tonight.
That was definitely a close finish between those two at the end.
As the fire starts here tonight. So while he burns it down, let's see if we can get our 3rd place finisher up here. Hey, Matt, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Hey, you had a heck of a run there. You were pretty dominating during the first part of the race. How was the track out there tonight?
Yeah, it was tricky. I mean, it was a lot of speed to start out. I was able to go pretty fast pace in the beginning, and like a dirt track does, it just lost grip more and more, and we kind of had to move around and find grip. And I think as it changed and got real slidey, I didn't adapt very well. I definitely fell off pace a little bit, but I kind of got the hang of it towards the end and was able to climb back into 3rd. So it was an all right finish.
Yeah, definitely you and Brandon Zimmerman, Brandon Honeycutt all were battling there for that final podium position. Heck of a race out there between you guys, but you wrap up this dirt race and you're going to head to Las Vegas next week. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, Vegas is a good track. I'm doing part-time, so I might not make it to Vegas, but if I do, I'll definitely be looking forward to it. It's fun in the trucks. It's kind of like a quasi super speedway. So yeah, it'll be a good time if I'm able to make that one. If not, good luck to my full send teammates in that one.
Definitely, man. Well, anybody you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Yeah, thanks to or shout out to Full Send Esports, my team. Appreciate them having me. Shout out to Andrew and the other admins for putting everything on, and thanks to you guys at SRM for doing your thing and covering the race.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on a P3, and we'll talk to you next time.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Yep. All right. We can get Brandon Sanfilippo up here in the booth. All right, Rick, you want to take this one?
We got you there, Brandon?
Yep.
Hey, Brandon, this is Rick with SRM. How are you doing tonight?
Good. A little sweaty, but doing good.
How do you feel about tonight's race?
Pretty much went as expected as far as I think the track and the way the truck handled. Did a practice race last night, and of course, up top was pretty fast, but the bottom came in near the end of it. So I was just kind of halfway through testing out the bottom, didn't quite like it. Still about 30 or so laps to go. I would think of the last 15, 20 laps, I was catching Merriman ever so slightly. I think my entry on the turns 1 and 3 helped kind of catch him, but I got too close, tried to go too far down into the turn, got too much sideways, lost a ton of momentum. So that really killed me. Plan was to get up beside him on the inside, push him up the wall, make him run the high side, and then take the bottom and pass him. But, I'll be happy with P2. Definitely being a dirt track that I don't do a lot of.
Yeah, Eldora is definitely a bit of a challenging track. We were wondering when everyone was going to start looking at the bottom for that moisture and trying to find a better drive off the corner. We're going to Las Vegas next week, and next week, how do you feel about your chances there?
I like Las Vegas. I think I ran decent there last time, just had a goofball mistake near the end of the race, which cost me. So looking forward to that track.
Is there anyone you want to thank or make a shout out to?
Just all my friends and family watching. You guys are putting on the show. Everybody in the league racing, making it fun. Andrew Tefton and them putting on the league, and that's about it.
And thank you for being here and putting on a good show as well. That's Brandon Sanfilippo. Have a good night.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's see if we can get the race winner up here in the booth tonight. Up here. Hey, Sean, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you guys?
Oh, not too bad. Well, the first half of the race probably didn't go quite like, well, I guess depending on how you look at it. First half of the race wasn't quite what you expected, but the second half looked like you were dominating for quite a while until a couple of those cautions came out.
Yeah, I'm a bottom feeder when it comes to the dirt, so I was glad the top kind of slicked off and had to find another groove to run because it seemed like looking in my mirror, I couldn't see anybody running as low as I was. So I think that worked to my advantage. Just that's where I run in official races and whatnot. I like to stay away from the wall. There's less stuff to hit down at the bottom.
Yeah, it definitely looked like once it started to slick off up top, everybody was still up there, and you were one of the only drivers venturing down on that bottom side, but you're able to take advantage and come home with over a second victory here at Eldora.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this one because I didn't feel like it was a nice clean race, but I don't feel like there's too many people that spend a lot of time running dirt in this league, understandably, but I figured this was my one chance to get a win finally, and it worked out for me.
Yeah, it definitely did. All three of your teammates that are, hanging around here, but you're the highest one here, running P4 in the season standings behind Driving Extreme Incorporated. What do you guys have to do to kind of take home this team championship here?
I hope a couple of them quit. There's some really good racers. They're going to be hard to beat. A couple of our guys are looking forward to Canadian Tire. We got some road course guys here, so hopefully between the three of us might be able to get another win there. But I don't know, between Kinsley and the Brandons, they're a real tough, strong team. They're be hard to beat.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on your win. Anybody you got to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Andrew for running Racers Elite, awesome league. You guys every week broadcasting the races for us. A lot of fun to watch back. As long as I'm doing well, give me something to watch. Wife, parents, brother, sister. My sister was the first one to text me. I'm surprised she actually watched it. So 5 of them for watching the little rinky-dink iRacing league on YouTube. But I love and appreciate them for it.
Definitely, man.
And the outsiders, God, I always forget to thank them. There's always a pause before I thank them. But Troy and Philip did an awesome job tonight. Clean. They got a lot better as the race went on because they'll be the first to tell you they're not dirt guys. But I think they learned a lot tonight. And they had a lot of fun from just talking after the race.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, congrats on your race win, and we look forward to seeing you guys at Las Vegas next week.
Appreciate it. We'll see you guys later.
Later. All right, so that will do it for the interview portion here. Go ahead and go through the race results. Sean Merriman, Brandon Sanfilippo, Matt Slosser, 1, 2, 3. Brandon Zimmerman, Brandon Honeycutt lines up 4th and 5th. Andrew Teff, Jason Bottoms, 6th, 7th. Alex Teff, Truth Oak, Philip Archibald, Kinsley Smith, Roy Thomas, Noah Tansman, Curtis Ecker round out the top 14 of the drivers that took that green flag. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Rick?
Just a lot, like I said before, the drivers that definitely adjusted. We definitely saw them coming up to the track. Kinsley seemed to have a little bit of an issue, especially with those 2 spins. It's definitely not an easy track.
Definitely not. Let's go ahead and go through everything here. We head to Las Vegas in the Truck Series. We'll be back tomorrow night for Talladega. But that will do it here tonight from the Racers Elite Truck Series, from all of us here at Sim Racing Media and all the drivers of the Racers Elite Series. We will see you next week.